ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like, life is all about perspectives. It's all about how you look at things. Do you look at things in a positive light? Do you try to find a positive in everything? Or do you constantly look at things, negatively? Do you constantly just seek out the negatives? Because life, it doesn't change because your situations change, or it doesn't change because, the circumstances change, or things start to go good, things start to go bad, whatever. It changes because your perspective. Life changes when your perspective changes. Life changes when the way you look at things change. Because there's power in your perspectives. There's power in the way that you see and interpret things. Think about it like this: two people can face the same situation. Two people can face the same failure, the same hard times. One person might see it as defeat. One person might see it as a loss. One person might see it as them being stuck or them being punished. While the other person sees opportunity. The other person sees opportunity to grow, opportunity to learn. Like they have two different perspectives. And which one do you think is more at peace? The one who sees defeat, the one who sees loss, the one who sees failure or being stuck, or the one who sees opportunity. I think the person who sees opportunity is going to be at peace because they're trying to find a positive in the negative. They're trying to find a positive in every situation. So when you try to go in situations with the right perspective, more peace is going to come into your life. Because you're always trying to seek out the positive, even when it might be the worst time, or even in the good times. Like there's still positives and negatives, even in good moments. So, but you always got to try to look for the positive. You got to switch your perspective around in every situation, because it's not always about what happens to you. It's not always about what goes on in your life, but it's about how you look at it. It's about how you interpret it. It's about what is your perspective on it. Like the example I gave, like one person sees defeat and one person sees opportunity. Like there's a big difference between those two. So it's about how you perceive things. From a faith perspective, bro, like when you start to get closer to God and when you start to build your relationship with God, you start to trust God more, and you start to put your faith in God more. It allows you to see trials differently. Really not even just trials, but it allows you to see everything differently. But for the purpose of this, like it allows you to see your trials differently. It allows you to see your hard times differently, your failures differently, your losses differently. So you start to see them as preparation. You start to see them as there's a purpose in this. There's a reason why this is going on. There's a reason why this is happening. This is going to allow me to grow. This is going to allow me to learn. You don't see them as punishment. You don't see your trials as punishment. You don't see your trials as, oh, I did this, now God is going to do this to me. You look at these trials and you say, okay, this is happening in my life. This is preparing me for something way bigger. This is building me for something way bigger. This is going to allow me to grow. This is going to allow me to learn. It's all about how you look at things. It's all about how you interpret things, how you perceive things. Because at the end of the day, like I always say, bro, failure is not the end. Losing is not the end. Hard times don't last forever. Like it's not the end of your life. It's feedback. It's opportunities. It's doors opening for you to learn new things. It's doors opening for you to grow. It's doors opening for you to take steps forward. So these obstacles or these hard times can either break you or they can build you. But you get to decide that. It depends on your perspective. It depends on your mindset. It depends on the choice that you make. Like perspective is a choice. You can always choose to perceive the positive and interpret the positive, or look for the positive, or you can try to perceive the negative. You can always interpret the negative. You can look at it for the bad side, or you can look at it for the good side. Like it's your choice, man. So you can either be chosen, or you can either choose to let it break you or let it build you. It depends on you. It depends on your mindset, bro, like your perspective. And I know I would rather choose the obstacles to build me, the obstacles to learn, the obstacles to grow, to take a step forward, not the obstacles that break me. Like try to find the positive in every negative, because there's always a positive in everything, bro. It's just how you think about it, how you perceive it. And then we got to start being grateful also. Like we got to have this perspective of gratitude. And I talk about this all the time. Like we got to shift from the why me, the why is this happening to me? Why is God punishing me? Why am I going through this? Why is this hard time coming up in my life? And we got to change it and shift to the thank you for the lesson. Thank you for this blessing. Thankful that I'm still here. Thankful for the opportunity to grow. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to go through hard times. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to fail. You know, you got to be thankful for those things, bro. And that changes your peace. That brings you so much peace, because gratitude turns scarcity into abundance, an abundance of peace. It turns that scarcity of peace into an abundance just by being thankful. And like I tell you all the time, bro, like I'm not perfect. I'm trying to change my perspectives on things every single day. Like even though I get on these videos and talk and you know, try to teach y'all different things, I'm working on the same things in my life. Like this is something that I've been working on, you know, for a long time, is changing my perspectives. You know, like I personally had to change my perspectives on the gratitude thing. Like I always used to ask, why me? Why is this happening? Why is this going on? Why am I failing? Why do I keep losing? Why am I not able to grow? Why am I not able to learn? Stuff like that. And I changed my perspective on it. I really changed my perspective on a lot of things, but I changed my perspective on this. And it's like, I'm just thankful for everything. I'm grateful for everything. And that's brought me so much more peace in my life. I changed my perspective on what other people do. You know, I've learned that I can't control people. I learned that I can't force people to do anything, or I can't force people to make this decision. So why am I stressing myself out when they make their own decisions? You know, like my perspective on that is maybe they're going through something. Maybe something's wrong in their life. Maybe they had to make that decision. Like it's not always about you. It's not always about me. You know what I'm saying? You got to change your perspective on almost everything in your life if you want to invite peace. You know, if you want peace to come upon you in your life, you got to change your perspectives, man. So just, I encourage y'all to just think about one area of your life or one situation in your life where you can change your perspective and you can try to look at it, you know, differently. You know, where you can try to find the positive in the negative. Like just change your perspective, bro. Like your perspective is either gonna lift you up. Your perspective is either gonna build you and uplift you, or it's gonna tear you down, or it's gonna bring you down, or it's gonna keep you trapped in and stressed out all the time. Like that choice is yours, bro. Nobody can choose your perspectives for you, and nobody can make you think away except you. Like the choice is yours, man. So I encourage y'all to just try to find the positives and look for the positives and change your perspective on everything, you know, that might be stressing you out, that might be bringing you down. And you'll come to find out that it's not even the situation that's bringing you down. It's the way you think about it. It's the way you look at it. It's the way you perceive it. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. On the way to 600 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one.